What's happening, YouTube? I'm Raw2G, and this is Raw Super Show review. And I'm not going to give you the long, drawn-out details. Here's what went down. There was a slight little fire with the pyrotechnics before the start of Raw. Doused it out, brought the fans back in. Raw started right on time. So as Raw begins, CM Punk addresses the WWE Universe that he didn't feel no remorse on putting the GTS on The Rock. Turns his attention on Jerry Lawler. Lawler telling him that he turned his back on the WWE and he was wrong for saying that. Big Show comes out, tells CM Punk if it wasn't for him doing John Cena would have had put him into that STF, and he definitely would have been the new WWE champion. So Big Show wanted CM Punk to give him credit, which he did not. John Cena comes out, attacks Big Show. All said and done, the new general manager AJ Lee comes out and tells the WWE Universe that the main event will be John Cena versus Big Show. Whoever wins will be the number one contender for CM Punk's WWE Championship at SummerSlam. We get our first match of the night. It's Alberto Del Rio, the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, against Sheamus at SummerSlam. Goes one-on-one in a non-title match against the United States Champion Santino Marella. Pretty tight match, but the Cobra failed Marella, and the cross-arm break that Del Rio does. Opponents did the job, so he beats Marella in the non-title match, and he tells the WWE Universe he does not want to wrestle again until SummerSlam. So we get Brodus Clay and the Funkadactyls out there, and here comes Vicky Guerrero doing a little dance-off against Brodus Clay, and it was the hitchhiker that whatever Vicky Guerrero was doing, but then Damien Sandow interrupts and say he felt humiliated by D-Generation X doing what they did to him, and he puts his frustrations on Brodus Clay. Whatever. So we get AJ and Daniel Bryan in the back. AJ tells Daniel Bryan if you would have been sincere in marrying her, it would have definitely been a wedding after all. So therefore, AJ tells Daniel Bryan he will be facing Sheamus in a Raw active match, which the WWE Universe, decides on Twitter what match it would be. Whether it be a street fight, no holds bar, or a falls count anywhere. So it turns out to be a street fight. 73% of us said this would be the match, and it was a damn good match. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan really giving it their all, back and forth. The kendo stick, the steel chair, what more can I say? Great match, but unfortunately it was Sheamus' bro kick that did Daniel Bryan in, pinned him on top of the steel steps. Sheamus wins the street fight over Daniel Bryan. Then Daniel Bryan is still in the ring, and he's telling the referee he's not going anywhere. And here comes Kofi Kingston and R-Truth with Little Jimmy, imaginary Little Jimmy. So Daniel Bryan says he's a big fan and all this and all that. Then he attacks the invisible Little Jimmy. R-Truth took exception to that, and Kofi tried to calm R-Truth down. And he's like, there's something wrong with those two. Take these two out. Brings these four guys in. And it was AJ who comes and says, there's nothing wrong with those two. There's something wrong with Daniel Bryan. Getting him out of the ring. Taking him for a psychiatric evaluation. And Daniel Bryan did get a psychic evaluation through some doctor or whatever. And it was just crazy. So he was not insane, but Kane did give Daniel Bryan some anger management. Alright, so we get the tag team matchup. It's Chris Jericho, it's Christian versus Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. Another great match. These four are just working their works in this match. Back and forth Miz, Christian, back and forth Chris Jericho, and Dolph Ziggler. What was at the end? Chris Jericho Miz getting poked in the eye by Christian, Codebreaker on Jericho to the Miz, and they win their tag team match. But Dolph Ziggler took exception, hitting Chris Jericho in the back of the head with the briefcase. Then we get another match. It's Tenzai versus Tyson Kidd. We're getting tired of these two fighting each other because Tyson Kidd know how to beat Tenzai and Tenzai know how to beat Tyson Kidd. This night it was Tenzai who beat Tyson Kidd, but he kept on assaulting him after he won the match. Referee reversed the decision, gave it to Tyson Kidd, and he attacks Tyson Kidd as well as his manager Sakimoto. Oh, I forgot to mention Kofi Kingston did go one-on-one against Titus O'Neil, but this was not much of a match at all because AW got involved in the match, tried to throw his shoe at Kofi Kingston, or was it a mic? I don't know what it was, but Kofi Kingston turns his back all for Titus O'Neil. He puts him into some kind of move. Titus O'Neil, part of the primetime players, win their matchup. And now we get to the main event. CM Punk is the special guest at the announce table for John Cena and Big Show's match. This was a pretty tight match for the number one contender for the WWE Championship, but back and forth it went. But it was John Cena was about to put Big Show through the announce table, but he missed and he attacked CM Punk by diving into him, trying to dive at Big Show, but CM Punk and John Cena collided right behind the announce table. Big Show was in the ring before John Cena could get counted out. Big Show was ready to throw the weapon of mass destruction, but he missed. Big Show gets put into the attitude adjustment by John Cena, but before he could pin him, CM Punk stops John Cena in his wake, and he disqualifies both John Cena and Big Show, and he therefore announces that there is no winner of the match. But it was AJ who comes out and say CM Punk is wrong, there are winners. And she announces John Cena and Big Show will be in a triple threat match against CM Punk for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. And CM Punk is outraged, and he tells AJ, you're going to respect me, you gotta respect me, and all this kind of stuff. And AJ's just blowing kisses and all that, because that's what AJ is. I also touted today too, but unfortunately I wasn't on TV, but you can check my tout on the website. I think it is on WWE.com whenever you get a chance. That is the Raw Super Show for this week, and to kick off the 1001 episode, it was hearsay, normal. This night I give it a 7. Post your comments on what y'all thought of the Raw Super Show. I'm Raw2G. Thank you for watching. I will see y'all right back here next week. Till then, take it easy.